everybody. Welcome to Live with Kesha L. Transformational Leader in Healthcare. I am so excited for you to join me tonight, 8 o'clock on our weekly Thursday Live. Thank you all for those who joined me earlier via Zoom to play bingo with Caring for Aging Beauty's nonprofit. The winner of our grand prize for bingo, which was $250, was Miss Thelma Warren. So we want to give a shout out to Thelma Warren, an Aging Beauty who won our grand prize of $250 for bingo. We're going to be posting those pictures a little bit later. So I hope you all are having a wonderful week and that you are being very productive. We want to jump right into our topic. Those of you who are continuing to join us on a weekly basis, thank you so much for your support. We welcome you to this live. Those of you who are new for the first time, we had a new viewer last time. We want you to continue to put your name in the comments, state where you're from, and then let us know if you like the live. And those of you who's been joining us every week, I want you to make sure you let us know if there are any topics that you want us to actually talk about. You can give us some suggestions. Those of you who are going to be watching this later on, please make sure you use hashtag replay, okay, if you're watching at a later time. Thank you so much for watching again. Those of you who are just tuning in, I'm Kesha L. I'm your transformational leader in healthcare. I'm helping you or your loved one navigate the healthcare system. I'm doing that by making sure that we can train the next level healthcare professionals, offer some caregiver workshops to make sure caregivers are elevating their elderly care and taking care of our older generation in the manner in which they need to, okay? So that brings us to our next topic. Caregivers are very crucial in our industry. They were crucial today. They were crucial yesterday, and they're going to be crucial throughout our entire world, okay? Ongoing, okay? Even in the future, all right? Present, past, and future. And because they are so crucial, I want caregivers to understand that they have to be able to adapt to changes in this fast-paced healthcare industry we're living in, and that they have to have empathy for the people that they're caring for. When you care for someone, whether it's in a hospital setting, whether it's in an assisted living, nursing home, or if you're caring for someone at someone's house, I want you to know that you are working for the patient, for the resident, for the client. That is the person that you're going to serve. So you go into their house, okay? So when you enter their house, you don't turn the thermostat up or down, okay? You leave that to the setting of what they want it to be, because some older adults get cold. Some of them are hot. Some of them, just have fluctuations of temperature change within themselves. And so you don't go in messing with their stuff, okay? You don't go in taking their food out of their refrigerator. You don't mess with their funds. So you don't take their credit card and go to the grocery store and buy you something, okay? While I want to think that everyone working in the healthcare industry is honest, has a calling to be there, and is doing the right thing, believe it or not, there are some people who aren't. And so while I am very thankful, and I want to give a shout out to those in the healthcare industry that's going above and beyond and doing amazing work, there are people out there that are still trying to get by, okay? So it brings up home care services, okay? When caregivers go out there to home care and work with these older adults, or they take care of these individuals in the home, the caregivers have less supervision in the home, Okay, that means they go there and the client is there by themselves most of the time, or the client's family is there. But it's no supervisors, there's no one really checking all the time. Okay, now there's a check system in place, and hopefully these home care agencies are inspecting what they expect and going out there and making sure everything is well. But it's less supervision. So in some cases, I have spoken to individuals who are dealing with caregivers who do just enough. They do just enough to get by, just enough. So they're going to do the bare minimum just to get by. Okay. That's not good enough. Okay. You need to do what is expected of you. Okay. And then when you do what's expected of you, you want to do that to the best of your ability. And you don't want to half it either, half a it. Okay. I'm not going to use that other word, but you want to give it your all. You want to give it your best. Okay. You want to do everything you are expected to do, and you want to do it well. Okay. And then there are some that do what they are expected to do, and then they go above and beyond the call of duty and go above whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing, and they do something extra. That's all good and well, but make sure the above and beyond that you're doing is within the guidelines of what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Meaning it's not something that is going to cause you to go outside of your scope of practice and do something that you're not supposed to do. Okay. And then some don't do nothing at all, and they're just there to take advantage of someone. Okay. Please, if you're not going to do nothing, you might need to get out of this industry, or you may just, decide, hey, this is not for me. But you don't need to be anywhere taking care of anybody and you're not doing anything at all. Prime example, person going in a home, they go in and they ask the client, why you didn't buy any more bacon this week? I love the way the bacon tastes last week. First of all, you got no business going in someone's home eating their food. You're there to cook breakfast for them, not to cook breakfast for them and yourself and then eat. Okay. Or just cook for yourself, eat, and then don't ever feed them. All right. And then you're not there to take their credit card and go buy you and your family members something from Walmart and then bring the credit card back. That's financial exploitation. That's abuse. Okay. You can lose your license for doing things like this. If you are not going to do nothing at all, then you want to withdraw yourself from that situation, because that's not helping the patient who you're there to serve, and it's definitely not promoting you being a good caregiver and being vital the way that caregivers are in this world and in this community. Okay. So want you to understand that if you're going to take care of the older adult in any setting, you want to go above and beyond. And when you go above and beyond, you want to make sure you're doing the things that you are able to do. Okay. If you're going to do what's expected, make sure you give it your best and you give it your all. Okay. The reason why I have examples of these things that have happened is because I own a home care agency myself. And I would be lying to you if I told you that every caregiver I hired was perfect or was good. Some people we hire, we see them on paper and we think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. And then they go out there and work. And we're like, okay, who is this? I don't remember, hiring this person or talking to this person. And plus, you got to hire someone in a home care agency who is a self starter, who knows how to take initiative and can work alone. Because, like I said, it's not going to be a lot of supervision out there in the home care world or the home health world. Okay. So you got to be able to make sure you can work independently and that you're going to do the right thing even when someone's not looking. That's called integrity. That's the basic thing that we should have and bring to the table. Okay. So you are crucial in our industry as caregivers, and you're very much needed. So when you are out there representing caregivers as a whole, you want to represent it in the right way. And you want to, first of all, show empathy in knowing that one day you're going to be someone who is of age and going to need care for yourself. Okay. All of us are going to turn old one day if the Lord allows us to. And some of us are going to need someone to care for us. What we give now, we're going to expect to get in return. So let's make sure we're sowing good seeds. So when we're in these industries, especially like home care and it's less supervision, we want to make sure that we are doing what is expected. We're going above and beyond. We're showing empathy, thinking of that person we're caring for as if it's someone we love and if it's ourself, okay? And we want to look at it that way, okay? We don't want to be in there just barely getting by, and we don't want to be in there doing nothing at all and taking advantage of these people that we're supposed to be caring for, okay? And when we go to work in these industries, whether it's home care, assisted living, nursing home, anywhere we're going to take care of these older adults, we work for them. They're our patients, okay? We work for them. If it wasn't for the patient, we would not be there. We would not have a job, okay? So when we enter their assisted living room, their nursing home room, their home, wherever they're at, we're entering their place, okay? So we don't change the thermostat to fit our liking. We don't go in there and take their food and start eating it, okay? We don't sit down and not do anything and pick up the phone and start conversing with our friends. We do not take things out of their home that don't belong to us. We definitely don't use their financial means to do things for ourselves, okay? So we want to do the right thing, okay? So I wanted to remind you of that. Also, those of you who are out there and you're doing the right thing and you're killing the game out there in the healthcare industry, kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? And I personally am praying that everybody that is a wonderful healthcare worker, that they're going to be blessed many times over, okay? So the next thing I want to go into is when you are out there working in the healthcare industry and you're working for someone, because everywhere we work, we got somebody that's over us. It's called the chain of command. Okay. We report to someone who's our immediate supervisor. If that person doesn't do what we need them to do, then there's someone over them. We don't go to the person over them until we give the person who is directly above us a chance to fix our issues. Okay. So we need to understand how the chain of command works and we need to follow it. Okay. It's nothing like being a supervisor and having someone who doesn't come to you and tell you what you need to fix or how you can help them, but then they go above your head. Okay. Now, if you've come to me 50 million times and I haven't helped you, then you have a right to do that. That's the chain of command. I'm going to my immediate supervisor. They don't resolve it. I'm going above. If I can't go to them because of them, not treating me appropriately, then I'm going to someone else. Okay. But I want to make sure you give your immediate supervisor a chance. But then the other thing that I want to talk to you about is how you communicate with your supervisor. Okay. You should not be talking to your supervisor any kind of way. And the reason why I'm saying this is because someone came and told me about an issue this week where they were in orientation somewhere and an employee just cursed the supervisor out. Okay. And this was a healthcare place of business. I feel like sometimes, which is no excuse, that these caregivers or these employees that are going to these healthcare entities, the reason why they are doing this, they're walking out, they're cursing people out, they're mediocre in their performance, they're doing a lot of things that they shouldn't, is because I feel like they know that the healthcare industry has such a huge staffing gap that they feel like they can do whatever they want because they need them. Okay. Now, while we do need you and there's a staffing gap, we don't need you that bad. Leaders, I hope you're listening to this. We should need them that bad where we are rewarding bad behavior by keeping them there and letting these good employees watch these bad employees do all these kind of things, and we let them get away with it while the other ones over here busting their butt and looking like, wait a minute, are they gonna do something? Because then that discourages the other ones that are doing the right thing, and it makes them feel like, okay, what's the point in doing the right thing if even the people that's doing the wrong thing aren't gonna have anything happen to them? So leaders have to step up, and even though you're short, you have to step up sometimes, and you might need to work the floor. Okay. And you might need to say, I want my healthcare entity to have the culture that supports proper care for these older adults and an environment where they are loved and are respected. And so I'm not going to have people in here that are disrespecting leaders, cursing them out in front of the patients, and doing all these other things, because this is not a good environment. Okay. So I want you to understand that you cannot speak to people any kind of way. You got to talk to people with respect and dignity, and you got to be professional in the workplace. And leaders, you can't talk to your employees any kind of way either. You have to make sure that you are talking to them with respect as well. If you want to get it, you got to give it. Okay. But it doesn't make an excuse or give an excuse to anyone. If either one is not doing the right thing, you do not want to use that as an excuse. Oh, she talked to me any kind of way, so I'm gonna talk to her any kind of way. Y'all excuse me one moment. Listen, when you have been calling bingo names or bingo numbers out all day, your voice is getting hoarse, and you need to drink some water. So excuse me. And by the way, have y'all ever heard of Stanley? I saw this cup on TikTok. Okay, so this cup, I'm going on a tangent. Yes, I am, y'all. But Stanley, search it on TikTok. It's a cup. It is so good. I'm telling you, I had some stuff in here all day, kept it cold. I think it does warm items too. But anyway, get you a Stanley. Found out about it on TikTok. You can find anything on TikTok. You can probably even search how to be a good caregiver on TikTok, and you can find some information on that as well. But back to the topic. Talk to your leaders like you got sense. Leaders, talk to your employees like you value them. Okay. Do not talk to them like you all don't need each other, because when you do that, you you just mess up the dynamics in the workplace, and you cause so much tension, and people can tell when there's tension. Okay. And the most important person that can tell there's tension is the patient that you're caring for. Okay. So just make sure that you are not creating a culture that is going to be tense. All right. So those of you who are just joining, we are talking about some good topics tonight. We're talking about how caregivers are very crucial in our industry. I, in particularly, talked about home care and how there's less supervision out there in the homes. So when caregivers go out there, they really got to have the integrity that's needed. You got to have that anyway. But you got to do the right thing even when no one is watching, because you're not going to have eyes and ears on you. except the patient and maybe their family members. So you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, okay? Not just enough, but you want to do what's expected, and you want to go above and beyond in that, okay? And you want to give it your all when you're doing it. Don't just be the person that don't do nothing at all and you're taking advantage of the person that you're caring for, okay? Also, we talked about professionalism and how to speak to supervisors. And we want to make sure we're having a good exchange when we're talking to our direct support person, the leader. We're the direct support employee, and we're talking to the person who's directly over us. All right. And we want to make sure that line of communication is professional and we're not talking to them any kind of way. The reason why I brought that up is because someone shared with me this week that during an orientation, someone was cursing the supervisor out. Okay. And around them, there were patients. So we can't be doing that. We cannot be representing caregivers and representing professionalism and cursing people out. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we are doing the right thing. I know a lot of you all are caregivers that join my live. Some of you I know personally who do go above and beyond, and I just want to thank you for what you do. I want you to understand that one day you're going to be in a situation where you're going to need care. And so, how you treat people now is really what's going to come back to you. You sow a good seed, you're going to reap a good harvest, okay? You know the opposite. So, we want to make sure that we are investing in our future for the things that we know are going to come back to us, okay? So, that is what I want to really emphasize tonight. And it's hard being a caregiver. It's hard being a caregiver out there in this fast-paced industry, this ever-changing industry. And not only are we dealing with it being fast-paced, always changing, but the staffing gaps are horrible. Okay. And so now we're picking up the slack for all these umpteen positions that are open and haven't gotten filled. So, I just want to say to those of you who are out there being a caregiver and you're doing your best and you're going above and beyond, thank you. Okay. And I know it's tiring at times, and I know you want to give up. And I know sometimes you barely even have a chance to care for yourself and do the things you need to do for you and your family, but hang in there. A better day is coming. Um, I have a healthcare training school. I'm training the next level healthcare professionals. So we are pushing those people out left and right. So hopefully they'll start filling these gaps that can lighten your load. Okay. So don't give up, keep going, and keep doing the right thing. All right. But just make sure you see that patient as yourself or a family member that you love and care for, and definitely don't want to be treating yourself and your family members any kind of way. Okay. um so thank you all for watching and listening to that thus far. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments. Those of you who are joining and engaged in the conversation, I really appreciate it. Those of you who are joining for the first time, please make sure you state your name, state where you're from. And those of you who've been joining me every week, welcome back again, and put what you want me to talk about, because I'm really focused on elevating elderly care, okay? Making sure that people are caring for our older adults properly and that these caregivers are getting the support that they need, because this task is very hard. So while I know that there are good caregivers out there, I do know that there's a great deal of caregivers who are slacking off and aren't doing the things that they need to be doing. And it's a disgrace, to tell you the truth. Okay, so if this is not the industry for you, then you need to get out of it. but you do not need to let the patient that you're serving reap that poor care and that nasty attitude that you got to give to them. Now I'm just gonna be real and raw. Y'all know I'm gonna say it like it is, okay? Because we rather you go on somewhere else and do whatever else that you need to do, as opposed to be caring for somebody's loved one and acting like you don't want to be there. Okay, this may not be the profession for you, and that's fine. Sometimes we figure that out, and then we need to go find something else. Okay. All right, so that's my spiel tonight on being crucial in the industry, caregivers, and how you need to conduct yourself. All right. So now for our inspiring thought or moment for the week to encourage you. I read something a long time ago, and it was, I can't remember if it was on Instagram, Facebook, where I saw this at, but someone said that they had an opportunity to spend a little time with the magnificent Susan Taylor, former editor-in-chief of Essence magazine. And she offered some insight, and it just kind of caught my attention, okay? And the insight that she offered was, when I have something to say, I ask myself these things, okay? And this is what I'm challenging you to do tonight. When I have something to say, I ask myself. So when you all who are listening and going to be listening later, because I want you to hit replay if you're watching later, when you have something to say, I want you to ask yourself these things. Does it have to be said? Does it have to be said? And then I want you to ask yourself, does it have to be said now? And then I want you to ask yourself, does it have to be said by me? Okay. And then if all those answers are yes, or if the answers are yes to either one of those, what is the best way to say it? Okay. Because you want to mind your mind, okay, the thoughts that you have in your mind your mind, and you want to watch your mouth. Don't let anyone manage your emotions for you, okay? Because sometimes we speak out of emotions. We don't always speak out of logic or what makes sense, okay? Sometimes we speak because we're mad, we're emotional about something, and then we just fly off the handle, okay? So we're going to do better. When we have something to say, we're going to ask ourselves, does it have to be said? Because sometimes the things that we get ready to say don't even need to be said. Okay, it don't need to be said. It don't make sense. It ain't true. You know, it's not pure. Okay, it's not it's not right. It's not admirable. It's not good. It's not noble. It's none of those things. Okay, don't say it. And then sometimes it don't even have to be said. We just saying something because we feel like we need to talk. And you don't need to say nothing all the time. And sometimes you're not the one that needs to say it, because sometimes people aren't going to receive it from you just because of who they think you are, or because of who they thought you were. How many times people don't receive something from you because they still living in the past about who you used to be? You've already changed, and you've moved and elevated way ahead of that thing back then, but they're still judging you for way back when, so they don't respect what you're saying. Okay. But regardless, does it have to be said? Does it have to be said now? Does it have to be said by me? Okay. And then if we find that it does need to be said, then I need to know what's the best way to say it. Okay. Mind your mind and watch your mouth. And please do not speak out of emotions. Do not let your emotions get a hold of you and cause you to lose control, and then you end up saying something and you can't take back. because I don't know whoever said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt, or whatever that is. That's a lie, because words do hurt. And when people say things to you, you remember those things. Okay. It becomes a part of your psyche, and you start thinking about those things. Okay. That's why it's so important to connect with the right people, so they're speaking life into you and not the negative things in you, because sometimes you'll start to believe those things. Okay. And you need to remember what God told you about yourself. He made you in the image of himself, and everything that he created was good. And you're wonderfully made. Okay. So you don't need to be listening to people telling you things that's not true. And when they're telling you things to make you feel bad about yourself, you want to denounce those things. The devil is a liar. I am this, I am that, I will be, I will do, I will have. Okay. Those positive affirmations that we talked about. So we just want to watch what we're saying. We want to watch how we're saying it. We want to watch what we're saying. Okay. We want to speak life into other people. If we don't have something to promote good in them, or we don't have something to promote good in just anything, we don't even need to be a part of it. Okay. And if it's not bringing you to another level and causing you to grow spiritually, first of all, and then everything else, if it's not bringing about growth, you don't even need to be attached to it. Okay. You need to detach yourself from it and get you a circle of winners around you, a circle of people that are going to invest in you, okay, as much as you invest in them. You don't want to be around folks that's always taking, taking, and you're so depleted, you don't have anything else to give, and then nobody's pouring into your cup, okay? And you can't pour from an empty cup. And as a matter of fact, you need everything in your cup. That overflow portion, that's what you need to be given from, okay? So I want you to just be, you know, be the best you can be, but also be the best to someone else. Okay. And I want you to live life to the fullest, but I want you to live it where if you can't impact someone, you definitely are not going to hurt anyone. Okay. Um, I appreciate all the support that I get every week. I appreciate the motivation and the encouragement that you give me. It's not always easy, you guys, to come on here and say things to you all, because there's some weeks that I'm struggling. Okay, to be honest, there's some weeks I'm struggling. There's some weeks I don't know what's next. There's some weeks that I don't know, um, you know, what I'm going to do. There's some weeks when I want to give up. There's some weeks when it gets too hard. Okay, so the beauty in me doing these lives every week is that even while I'm going through my struggles, I know that every week I'm going to get to be able to tell you something that's going to help you. And in that makes me understand and know that, hey, I have someone who is counting on me to be there for them. So I'm going to be the best for me, because I want to give to them something that's going to impact their lives. Okay, so you motivate me to not give up and to keep doing the work that I'm doing. Okay, it's not always a straight line. I mean, it's zigzag. It's going up and down. It's flat line sometimes. It's difficult. It's hard sometimes, but we don't want to think about all the things that are going wrong. We don't want to complain. We want to give praise, because in all things we give praise. Okay. I will bless the Lord at all times. Okay. We're going to praise so our blessings can come forward. Okay. And we're not saying not to be human and not to cry sometimes. Sometimes you need a good cry, an ugly cry too, because I know I do it. And sometimes you just need a hug. And sometimes you just need that person that could call you and sense that something is not right, but they can give you a word of encouragement. Okay. Be that encouragement to someone. Okay. And sometimes when you don't have somebody to encourage yourself. All right. But I just wanted to let you know that it's hard out here in life. The world is not getting any better, but we're here and we want to make the best out of it, and we don't want to think about the things that are all wrong in it. We want to live our life to the fullest and be the best that we can be and be the best for someone else. Okay. But just know that if no one else is rooting for you, no one else is praying for you, I am. Okay. And I sincerely appreciate you giving me those things back in return. Okay. I really do. I want to give a few announcements before I go. I talked about this last week. I want you to make sure you stay tuned for Senior Service Day. The day is proclaimed by Governor Henry McMaster for the state of South Carolina. It's proclaimed for September 12th, but we are going to do our celebration on September the 16th. So if you want to be an ambassador for Senior Service Day and you want to go to a different city and host some events in that city, reach out to us at 803 572 0780. Okay. And we would love for you to be an ambassador of that city. If you are wanting to join us, because there are several different cities that we're going to be showing our love and honor towards our Asian beauties that day. But in Sumter, South Carolina, we're going to have the expo. That's where a lot of vendors are going to be at, providing resources to older adults and caregivers. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to have music. We're going to have exercise. We're going to have nutritious meals. We're going to have a lot of resources being handed out for caregivers and older adults. So if you can't make it to each city, come to Sumter, South Carolina. Okay, it's going to be at Victory Church. I'm going to pull up the flyer so I'm saying this appropriately. Okay, so Senior Service Day and Expo is being held in collaboration with Inflection Family and Community Services, a Victory Church and Life Center. So at 5155 Patriot Parkway in Sumter, Victory Church, that's the place that we're going to be. They're going to allow us to do the expo there. So Senior Service Day is going to be going on throughout the state of South Carolina on that day. Ambassadors are going to be doing several different things in other cities, but Inflection Family and Community Services are going to collaborate with me to do the expo. So Senior Service Day takes place all day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But the expo primarily in Sumter at Victory Church at 5155 Patriot Parkway in Sumter, that's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. So if you want to be a vendor at this expo, please make sure you get in touch with us. That's 803 572 0780. Okay. So Senior Service Day going to be celebrated on September the 16th. Okay. And then I want you to get ready to get dressed and have a good evening at our Making a Difference in You Caregiver Gala. Okay. And that's going to be on December the 2nd in Camden at the Bethesda Presbyterian Church. Okay. That's our Making a Difference in You Caregiver Gala. And tickets are going to go on sale. You're going to have an early bird special. And then we're going to roll out the normal prices. All right. And then we're going to have the nomination link available so that you can nominate an awesome caregiver. Okay. That's what it's all about. We're going to celebrate these caregivers and we're going to make them know that we appreciate what they're doing in our community for our Asian beauties. Okay. I also want to tell you how God is blessing us. We partnered with Palmetto Caregivers. It's a part of University of South Carolina School of Nursing. Palmetto Caregivers received a grant to trained 3,000 people in our community to become nursing assistants. And our school is one of the listed training providers to be able to do that. Let me tell y'all how God works. They gave us a cap on the number of students that we could educate this year. Got an email today, y'all, saying that that cap has been lifted. We can train as many caregivers as we want to become nursing assistants during this calendar year. So while we had a max and we've reached that max, we now can go above that. So if you know somebody who wants to be a nursing assistant, please make sure you tell them to reach out to professional development and training services. Okay. They can fill out that Palmetto Caregivers form under our payment options by clicking under Palmetto Caregivers, filling out that form, and then sending us their PC number. Our next nursing assistant class starts September the 4th. But guess what? If you're not the type of person who wants to do hybrid, where you're online on a set time, Monday through Thursday, with our live instructor, you can do this self-paced online, the theory part. So that means you'll get a username and password, go on and do a self-paced module format, do it at your own time around your own work schedule. And then the last 2 weeks, you'll do hands-on clinical rotation. I'm telling you, we've made these classes where they are flexible for the working adult, for the adult that's taking care of a family, for every situation. So there's no excuse for you to be educated, okay, and start to be self-sufficient and make a living for your family, or just get into another industry and be reskilled, okay? So that is just amazing, amazing. Another thing I wanted to say, I don't know if y'all know this as businesses, but Amazon has a partnership now with businesses where they want you to become an Amazon hub. And what that means, you can Google it, Amazon hub for businesses. What that means is that they are allowing businesses to make about 20 to 30,000 extra dollars every year by delivering packages for them. Okay. So the guy said that he went across the street and he talked to a couple of businesses, but he wasn't going to come by mine. I don't know why, but he said, something said, and it was God, something said, let me go into this business and talk to these people. So he came in and told us about it. Well, we are almost at the end of the process to become an Amazon hub. And what that means is they will bring packages to our business, and each day we can hire someone. So now what does this do? That allows me to employ another person. So what am I doing? As a small business, I'm taking someone else, giving them a job, helping them become more self-sufficient to take care of their family. Okay. And then I can hire them to deliver these packages, and we get a certain amount per package. So when I did the calculation, because as a business owner, I'm gonna do the calculation. If I deliver a certain amount of packages every week, I can make up to $1,400 a week. Not that we will, but I mean, it's another way to partner with Amazon. It's another way to market your business, because you're going to be delivering these packages all over your community and they're going to see your face. Okay, but guess what? I could not apply to be an Amazon hub if I didn't have a legitimate business and I didn't have the proper insurance for my business, and if I wasn't filing my taxes. Hello, somebody. What I told y'all some weeks ago. You cannot be up here trying to own a business and you're not legit. Okay, now I'm not knocking the people that's just getting started and they trying to find their way, but I'm talking about the people that's been in business for 12 years and you ain't doing your taxes, and you don't have no insurance on your business or none of that. Okay, you cannot be a partnership or collaborate with these people if you don't have your stuff together. This prime example of what I was saying, that you have to be legit. You got to have your stuff together. Thank you, God, for allowing us to have our stuff together. I'm not saying we're perfect because we're still learning and we're going to always learn. Don't ever get so closed-minded and your head so big where you think nothing can come into it. Because once you get like that, your business going to fail and it's going to sink. You always got room to grow. You always got room to learn. You got to remain teachable, and you got to make sure you have people sitting at your table that know a little bit more than you, that can help you in the areas that you don't have that knowledge or expertise in. Okay, this is a collaboration. People who are going somewhere, they collaborate. Other people who are not going nowhere, they're competing. I don't have time to compete. Okay, I'm collaborating with folks that can take me to the next level. All right, and I'm telling you, the doors are opening so until, I mean, I know it's God. If you seek Him first, I promise you, you wouldn't have room enough to receive everything that He's going to give you. Okay? And you don't have to worry about the weapons coming against you, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And if it's coming or came, it's because God wanted it to. And He has already made a way for you to get through even that. Okay? So we're not fretting about nothing. We're going to pray to God. And I heard during revival last week, because we had an amazing youth revival at our church, True Believers Church on Oakland Avenue in Columbia, that you need to stay connected to the source. Okay, we got resources. That's all fine and good. But that source owns everything, even those resources. So stay connected to the source. Stay plugged into the source so you can get your proper connection, okay? And that's God. That's who I believe in. Whoever you believe in, that's on you. But this is my life, so I believe in Him, and that's what I'm saying. So if you want to be an Amazon hub business, I'm gonna refer you, because I get $500 to $1,000 when you sign up and you go through. Okay, maybe we can get that money and go out to eat or something. Or if they tell me that I need to invest that back in my business, then we can't go out to eat. I'm gonna invest it back in my business. But Amazon Hub giving people an opportunity to make more money in their business by delivering packages. And just think, if you're already delivering packages for the Amazon Hub and you're one of those people who are wanting to go further and own these box trucks with Amazon and get a piece of this pie that's um so much nowadays, then you already partner with them with the Amazon Hub. I mean, you know that's going to make it easier for you to walk through that door too. So connect to things that's going to lead to something else and give it your best. Now, if your business can't do this, you don't want to start nothing that you can't be great at. Okay, we don't want to have 18 things that we're just good at or mediocre with, and nothing that we're great at. We want to hone the things that we have and get that down before we go adding. Okay, but I just want to share those things with you. If you ever need help from me, and if you ever need me to talk to you about, you know, how your business can grow and what else you need to add to it, or the resources that I'm getting, if you want to connect with me to have that at your business, contact me. I don't mind sharing. Okay, because when I share with you, that's not going to stop my blessing from God. See, people think that they got to keep everything to themselves because they're afraid that you're going to get more than them. Now, am I going to sit down with you and give you every single part of my business plan if you want to open up another school like me? No, you're going to hire me to consult with you and you're going to pay me. Okay. But if you want some knowledge about something, I'm not going to be afraid to give you that knowledge for you to gain, because I'm afraid that you're going to get more than me. You can't get nothing from me that God intends to give to me. Like, you can't take nothing away from me that God's going to give me. And I want you to remember that too. When God has something in store for you, no one can take it away. The only person that can mess that up is you and your disobedience towards him, okay? So don't think because you're doing something for somebody or you're giving somebody a piece of knowledge that that's going to make them get further than you or get something that you don't get. You're going to get what you're supposed to get. If God got it for you, he's going to give it to you. Nobody can take that away from you, okay? So don't fear, all right? Share the information. Share the information. All right, so we're going to conclude for tonight. Thank you all again for watching. This has been wonderful. I just love y'all so much. I'm going to enjoy my weekend because I have nothing to do. Can y'all believe that Kesha L. Hayes don't have nothing to do this weekend? So if you're my family and y'all want me to love on y'all, let me know. Okay. Meaning if you cooking some soul food, a soul food meal, and you want me to come by and pick up a plate because I don't have nothing to do this weekend, I'm coming. Okay. Tiffany, if you're listening and you want to go catch a movie, call me, girl. All right. All of y'all that's watching, supporting me every week, I love you guys. Stay tuned for next week. Do not know the topic. I really don't know the topic until the day of sometimes, okay? But just enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure that you are giving it your all and doing your best, okay? I'm Kesha L. Hayes. I'm your transformational leader in healthcare. I'm helping you and your loved one navigate the healthcare system, and I'm doing that in so many different ways. And one of those ways is training the next level healthcare professionals and making sure that our older adults are being properly cared for, amongst other things, okay? If you want to visit me, go to KeshaHayes.com. And if you want to reach me, I see Miss Elaine wanting to know how she can contact me. 803-572-0780. If somebody can put that in the comments for me. 803-572-0780. I might be able to do it myself. 803 is my telephone number, Miss Elaine. 572-0780. Okay. So make sure you reach out to me. Okay. All right. There you go. Right there. All right. Thank you all so much. Hope you have a wonderful night. And until next time, have a wonderful weekend.